You've been lied to about what it means to be a productive man, and the lie is so normalized, so baked into modern masculinity that most men can't even see it anymore. Here's the truth. Busy work and productivity are two completely different things. And if you can't tell them apart, the man you're becoming and the one that you're grinding towards being every single day are not the same man. In the next 9 minutes, I'm going to hand to you this single shift that will change the trajectory of your life. It took me 23 years to figure it out. I will give it to you in 9 minutes. For most men, being busy feels like a rite of passage. I'm busy, therefore I must be becoming successful. That's the story we tell ourselves. That's the lie that culture sells. But busy work is plaguing modern society. It's warped our perceptions of what it actually means to get something done. For most men, being busy feels like a rite of passage. I'm busy, therefore I'm becoming successful. That's the story we tell ourselves. That's the lie that culture sells. But busy work is plaguing modern masculinity. It's warped our entire perception of what it means to actually get something done. Here's what no one will explain to men. Time is a currency. You've got three of them, three currencies. Your money, your energy, and your time. Most men obsess over money. Very few look at their energy. But almost nobody audits their time the way a serious businessman audits his bank account. And that's the problem. Because the currency you don't audit is the currency the world will spend for you. A 2025 study shows that 21% of the average work week is spent on tasks that don't contribute to results. That is not laziness, that is busy work. A full day of a work week, gone, spent. And most men, it still feels like work. It feels like the grind. It feels like manhood. But it's not. It's drift. Busy work keeps you suspended in action, scattered in direction. Productive work keeps you suspended in direction, focused on action. Here's the framework that will change the way you see every single day. Productivity is action organized in a specific direction for a specific outcome. Not action, action organized. That one word, organized, is the difference between a man who is accomplished by 40 and a man who has no idea how he got this old and has nothing to show for it. So let's put numbers on it because most men operate off of numbers. You've got 96 15-minute blocks in a day. If you sleep 7 hours, that leaves you with roughly 68 blocks. That's 68 opportunities in a single day to cast a vote. A vote for what? A vote for the identity of the man you're trying to become. Every 15 minutes of your life, you are casting a vote. Every block of these 15 minutes votes for the man either God is calling you to be or the man that the world is shaping you to be by default. There's no neutral 15 minutes. There's no block that doesn't count. Every single one is a vote. And here's the threshold, 35. That's the number of blocks. 35 blocks out of your 68 are pushed deliberately towards your mission. That's the minimum. A little over half your day, cast the intention. That's all it takes. That's the whole equation. Men, the math is not complicated. You're not failing because the goal's too big. You're failing because you're casting the votes in the wrong direction. Let me put my own life under a microscope so you can see how this works in practice. My goal is to pursue biblical masculinity and build men. Teach them how to steward their God-given strengths and multiply what they have been given. That's the identity I'm building towards. Watch how a single 15-minute block can either vote for the identity I'm building towards or vote against it. Take an example, a block. 15-minute conversation with my wife. Same 15 minutes, two different outcomes and scenarios depending on my heart posture. Version 1, I'm on the phone. I'm half listening. She wants connection, and I'm giving her the leftover scraps of my attention because a to-do list told me I was supposed to spend quality time with her tonight. Check the box, move on. That 15 minutes, that is not a vote towards the godly man I'm trying to become. I'm distracted. I'm a husband who's trying to kill attention. Version 2, phone down, eyes on her. I'm asking her the kinds of questions that require me to listen. I'm intentional, God-centered, present. Same 15 minutes, completely different vote. Here's what I want you to understand. The block isn't the vote. The heart posture inside the block is the vote, which means you can't game this with a time blocking app or a color-coded calendar. You have to be a man who is inside the moment and intentional within the block. And men, when I started tracking my life this way, not in a spreadsheet or a calendar, but with an honest reflection of where my time was going and how intentional I was with that time, my compound was unreal. 3 months in, my business doubled in focus. The efforts I was putting in were actually paying off. My walk with God actually got real instead of performative. My most important relationships got deeper because I was actually in the moment, in the room. The votes were stacking, the evidence was building, the identity was becoming real. Now here's where I have to be direct with you, because a lot of men are going to watch this, nod their heads, scroll to the next video, and nothing will change. So let me tell you what happens when the man ignores this. You wake up 40 years from now wondering how you got here. You've been busy, you've been super busy for 20 years, but you can't point to a single thing that built you in purpose. Your marriage is fine, your career is fine, your walk with God is fine, but nothing is sharp, nothing's deliberate, nothing is monumental in your life. Because while you were busy, the world was casting votes for you. Every scroll was a vote. Every passive hour was a vote. Every skipped conversation, every half-finished project, every I'll do it tomorrow, votes. And the identity of those votes built you into who you are in this situation in 40 years. You're not going to achieve exceptional things by having them fall in your lap. That is lottery mentality. That is the same mentality as a man waiting for his ticket to be called. You're not going to be given a multi-billion-dollar company. You're not going to be given a marriage that endures. You're not going to be given the life you want to live unless you build it, one block at a time, with your own two hands and your eyes fixed on God. This is the whole game. That's it. 35 votes every day. That is how a man becomes a man. So here's what I want you to do. Tonight, before you go to sleep, open a blank page or get on your notes app on your phone. Write down one identity you're actually trying to build. Not the version of yourself that you tell your friends you are, the one that God has put on your heart. Then tomorrow, run the day through 15-minute blocks. At the end of the day, count the votes. How many did you cast towards the identity you want to be? How many did you cast towards the one that the world wants you to be? Don't lie about it. Be intentional with this. If the number is below 35, welcome to the reason your life sucks. The good news is you can fix it. You can double that number tomorrow and the day after that, and within 90 days, you will not be recognizable to the man in the mirror. For the men ready to stop experimenting and building their own life, that's what the Mind Pillar is for. That's what Architect is for. The Blueprint program launches July 1st. It's the first of 4 programs. It operationalizes everything I just said, not as motivation, but as architecture. In the meantime, though, go to thearchitectprograms.com. There's a free personality test. It tells you exactly where your mind is strong and where it's leaking time right now. Then you can book a free 15-minute consulting call with me. I'll read every result myself, and on that call, we will put your blocks under a microscope together. Become the man that God has prepared you to be by being mindful, diligent, and resourceful of the time He's already given you. Take the test, book the call. I'll see you there.